Alrighty, it looks like the stream is up and going. Looks like the mic is working too. Really not the case. Strange things. Anyways, K9GCR will be on here shortly. But in 15 seconds. Pretty punctual. You didn't see it. Oh. There's Jimmy. My right. Larry. 9GO. The Belvedere Hamfest.
Hey kids, do you know what time it is? It's Friday night fun that time. It's Friday night fun that time. You know how that goes. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday night fun net of the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located in Freeport. I'll be your net control, your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when the situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8. minus all of it. You need to add that program into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 610 simplex. If I hear you, I will nod you and check you in the net. Also, this net is being live streamed around the world via the internet. Mike, KD9MED down in Rochelle, is doing this for us. Those of you who are listening on the internet, check into that via the internet, how you usually do it, and then Mike will relay your internet check-in to me via the radio. Also, Ron, oh boy, Ron in South Boyd, oh boy, I can't think of his call. FURON, that's right. He's got Echo Link connected to this repeater. So if you wanted to check in the Echo Link, we'll take your Echo Link check-in that way. Also, if you're on the signal, you can hear the repeater, but you can't hear it because of conditions. You're too far away from it. You don't have internet access. Just give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN or 232-3636. It's a local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check in on the radio first. And this net is being recorded on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page for future rebroadcast, replay. Okay, hope you like the way I opened the net there. That goes, if you're of a certain age, like I am, you remember the old Howdy Doody show. That's how he started out as show. Kids, guess what time it is? It's Howdy Doody time. And you know, yeah, Howdy Doody, Clarabelle the Clown, Buffalo Bob, and all those wonderful characters way back in the kids' TV show back in the 1950s. Those of you younger listeners. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time mobilizations. If you have family considerations, or if you're rather concentrated, you're driving, you can't stay for the net, we'll take your short time or mobile check-ins, and if you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or a ham fest, or whatever. Then we'll do our regular features. We'll do our tech deck portion, which is a W9UIJ Carl's Corner, in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Carl Larson, W9UIJ. He used to run a couple of the tech nets back several years ago on different repeaters. He used to read the information from the different publications about theory, propagation, electrical principles, and what have you. This will be our tech net segment. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio should I get? Mobile, base, all mode, or what have you? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Also, we'll do our weekly DX corner, the W9G Duncan DX corner, in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9GD, King of DX. Every time you checked in his net, you always had a DX report. Then we'll have our swap net. You have it items buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies, ramps, radio, or computers. Please feel free to advertise them, and we'll see what we can get rid of them for you. Okay, this is the month of October now, and this is something that I do every year. This is our Oktoberfest edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to ask everybody, are you doing any Oktoberfest festivities? What kind of German food do you like? Brats? Well, everybody likes brats, whether you're German or not. I'm Irish, but I love brats. In fact, that's what I had tonight, smoked brats. But anyway, what is your favorite German food? Brats, German potato salad, Braunschweiger, sauerkraut. Well, that's what we'll talk about tonight. So, okay. This is K9RFD, the Friday Night Fun Net, the W9AXD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. I'm using 3 different colors of ink tonight for my checks. I'm using black, red, and orange, or gold. Those are the 3 colors of the German flag, the flag of Germany. Okay, with all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time mobilizations? I'd like to check tonight's net. Please go on now.
K9KZT, Larry in Rockford, short time. Try to get back later.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford, and I'll try to check back in a while.
Okay, we got 2 stations checked in. K9KZT, Larry in Rockford, the King of CW. Okay, Larry, you do what you gotta do. Hopefully we'll hear from you later on during the net. If not, I'll put you down as an honorary check-in. And Greg, N9GBP in Rockford, I've got you checked in. Hopefully you'll be able to come back later on and check in. Thanks for checking in. There was another station trying to check in. Other station, come back, please.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Short time, no traffic.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Okay, Tom, I've got you checked in. If you can, you're welcome to recheck in tonight. Otherwise, we'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Saturday evening ride tune net, which takes place at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening on this repeater. Okay. Do we have any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
Alpha 9, Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville. I am German, and I like brats and sauerkraut. Back to that.
Yes, sirree. You bet. Brats and sauerkraut. Nothing wrong with that, Mike. Okay, I've got you checked in, Mike. 73. Have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. Thanks for checking in. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Last station trying to check in. Unable to copy. You might want to increase your power or change location. Let's try that one more time, please. Okay, that last station trying to check in. There was a lot of noise with your signal. I heard your voice, but I couldn't make out what you were saying. Let's try that one more time, please. Okay, I need somebody to go to the input to see if we can get you can relay that to station to me. Let's try that one more time. Come on back, please. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll tell you what, give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN-232-3636. I'll take your check-in over the phone. Sorry about that. We're going to move on then. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
W9KLG short time, no traffic.
Kevin, W9KLG. Okay, Kevin, I've got you checked in short time. 73, have a good evening. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Any more short-time mobile stations for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9HWK short time, and I do have one bit of traffic.
K9HWK. Matt, hey, good hearing from you again. Matt is the Sycamore. He's one of the net control operators for the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club Net, which meets every Monday evening at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m., I should say, on the 146730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset. Okay, go ahead with your traffic, Matt.
Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. I just wanted to let everybody know we shut down the W9CJ repeater, the 146-730. Either somebody out there has a stuck key that's monitoring that repeater, or something with the repeater has gone fluey. It's always transmitting, so we shut it down via remote control, and we'll start poking at it tomorrow morning. But I just want to let anybody know who was trying to reach out on that repeater or listen on that repeater that is shut down for now. KD9HWK.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that there, Matt. Well, let's hope we can get that, you guys can get that situation resolved by the time the net starts at 8:30 p.m. on Monday night. I will definitely be listening, tuning in, and we'll just see what happens. Well, good luck, and thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net and passing along that information. 73, have a good evening.
You too, Jimmy, and everybody else out there on the net. Have a good evening. KC9GCR, KD9HWK.
Oh boy, let's hope that repeater. Last thing you want to have happen is have the repeater go haywire. So we don't want that to happen. That's definitely a good repeater. So let's hope you guys get that taken care of by the time the Monday night the net rolls around at 8:30 on Monday night. Okay, are there any more short-time mobile stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9SSV, Mike and Roscoe.
K9SSV, good evening, Mike. Are you checking in short time, or are you going to stick around?
No, I'll stick around. Oh, I'm sorry you're afraid. Is it short time check-ins?
I was still in the short time segment, but don't worry about it. I've got you down. We'll get back to you in a few minutes at the round table. Thanks for checking in. This is not a formal net, folks. You don't have to worry about checking in a certain way or what have you. That. So we just kind of like most of the nets around here are formal, but this one isn't. It has always been that way, and it will always be this way. So okay, thanks. Mike, we'll get you. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table and for your DX report or what have you. Okay, we're still in the short time molestation segment, folks. Any more short time molestation you want to check in, please call now. Okay, we've had 6 short time stations, and Mike K9SSV is one of the general check-ins now. So okay, so we'll move on. At this time, I'll take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
Whiskey 3, Mike Bravo, X-Ray, Manton, Rockford, no traffic.
W9AXD Repeater, Mad and Rockford, we got you checked in, Mad. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
AC9J to do short time.
AC9JZ, Mike and Rockford, short time. Okay, Mike, you have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you on the Saturday evening at RagTuneNet tomorrow night at 8 p.m. here on this repeater. You're more than welcome to check in. Thanks for checking in. Okay, we're in the, like I said, we're not a formal net, so don't worry about how you check in. We are in the northern Illinois check-ins, the segment with the Friday Night Fun. And any stations from northern Illinois want to check in, please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway. My name is Kurt, and I'm in Roscoe.
KE9N, Kurt in Roscoe. I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table. And folks, I just remembered something. Well, as soon as we get done with check-ins, we're going to do as you know, a well-respected ham radio operator that passed away last Saturday, Jim Hollick, AB9SX. We're going to do a tribute to him. Anybody has any comments on this fine individual, we'll do that. Then we'll do a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence, and I'll do a last call in his honor. Okay, Kurt KD9MED, the rah-rah president. We've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, no further check-ins from northern Illinois. Let's see if we can get how many check-ins we can get from southern Wisconsin. Any station in southern Wisconsin would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. One more time, any stations in southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Well, it is Friday Night Fish Fry night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats. Just a minute. No, they're eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, and you, those of you in Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and Braunschweiger. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. What kind of German food that you like in honor of Oktoberfest. Those you cheese lovers are up there eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. Okay, at this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
KD9MED. Okay, Mike, I got you checked in. Thanks for live streaming the net around the world on the internet and recording it on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Okay, let me know if you have an internet check-in. Thanks for checking in, Mike. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED, Kerry in Rockford.
K9MED, Kerry in Rockford. Okay, Kerry, I've got you checked in. We'll get back to you in a few minutes for your DX report and for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, before we go on with the further business of the net, ladies and gentlemen, it is with the deepest regret that I announce the passing of Jim Hollick, AB9SX. He passed away last Saturday, October 1st, of a massive heart attack. As it turned out, that was on his birthday. He was a long-time a member of RARA. He served the ham radio community as well. I have no information as to about funeral services or arrangements or anything like that as to where he'll be buried. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna move on, and we're gonna see how many stations want to make any comments about Jim. Okay, would any station like to pass along any comments concerning this individual?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Go ahead, Colonel.
Hey, okay, thanks a lot. Well, I knew Jim for a number of years, of course, being involved in rah-rah, and real nice guy to deal with. He was never, conceited. He was never arrogant or anything like that. He liked to collect a lot of radios. I guess he had quite a radio collection of older radios and things like that. And he spent an awful lot of time being I think he was a VEC for testing, and also he provided an awful lot of his time for teaching various, like the technician's license, general license, and things like that. So he was very involved in ham radio, contributed an awful lot of time to not only the testing, but the licensing procedure, and also getting people educated so they could take the test. And he was pretty involved in rah-rah as well. He did the ham rag a number of years. We kind of traded off, him and I. But very, very easy guy to deal with, smart, and just a guy you like to be around.
I'll bet he was there too. Yeah, that Jimmy K9GOL, when he checked in the Health and Tech Net last night, he had a lot to say about Jim Hollick there too. So, but okay, well, thank you. Anything else you'd like to mention about this fine individual?
Well, that was kind of the synopsis of everything, at least what I remember, and just like I said, just a nice guy. You could have a conversation with him. He was real helpful. Put an awful lot of time into ham radio and supporting the community, people that wanted to get their license, and then, of course, being the VEC, administering those exams. And like I mentioned, he did the ham rag off and on, kind of him and I did that. That's really about it, Jimmy. KC9GCR, KE9M. Well,
I'll tell you what, that is definitely a big boy. There's definitely a lot of a major hole to fill. So I don't know if you'll ever find another replacement or not. I don't know. These kind of people can never be replaced in my book. That's all there is to it. Okay, Kurt, thanks for your comment about the passing of Jim Hollick at AB9SX. Anybody else like to comment on the passing of Jim Hollick?
N9ZO.
N9ZO. Go ahead, Richard.
I just want to confirm what Kurt said. He was also a member of Big Thunder Radio Club in Belvedere. And as long as you're going to do a tribute to him, October 2nd, N9ABY in Marengo, Jerry passed away. N9ABY. Jerry, I can't think of his last name, but he did the newsletter for the MCWA up till 2017 when I think his illness kind of set him aside and he had to give it up. But he died on the 2nd of October at 9-0.
Oh, boy. I'm sorry, dear. 2 ham radios operate passed away 2 days 2 days in a row. I'm definitely sorry to hear that. We'll do a moment of silence for him too. So, okay. Yeah, that's how I found out about Jim Hollick's passing. Was on the Belvedere net this past Sunday night, and I was the first one to mention it on the Monday night rah-rah info net. So, okay, that's it. N9ABY. Okay, that's what we'll do, Richard. Thanks for that information. Okay, anybody else want to comment on the passing of Jim Hollick at AB9SX? Okay. Richard N9ZO, N9ABY. Who was that? What was that name of that person again?
Jerry, I can't think of his last name. It was like Heineman or something like that, but for Jerry's his first name. He was pretty popular on 145 410 every morning. He was kind of a alarm contractor, electrician, stuff like that. Always come to the ham fest. Big fella, pretty much a lot like Jim was. Very congenial, very helpful, very educated, very knowledgeable. Did a lot of help with people if they needed help with their tower or setting up their radios or doing something. He was more than willing to always help out in 9-0.
This is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun at the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun at Central Air Freeport. Okay, Richard, thanks very much for that information. We'll do a moment of silence for both, and the last call for both individuals. So thank you very much. Okay, anybody else have any comments on the passing of Jim Hollick at AB9SX or Jerry Heineman N9ABY before we move on? Okay, if those of you who are new to the Friday Night Fun Net, when Brad Smith and I started this net back in 2008. At the same time, the old Monday night Robert area 2-meter net went off the air. Of course, it was replaced by the current Monday night rah-rah info net. Diana White, NM9I, used to do a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence for any local ham radio operator in the Robert area who passed away. Now, okay, so when we started Friday Night Fun Net, we decided to keep this tradition going. At this time, I'm going to do a 1 minute all keys down moment of silence in honor of Jim Hollick, AB9SX, and Jerry Heineman, N9ABY. We will now do a 1 minute all key sound moment of silence for both individuals. This is K9GCR. We did a moment of silence for 1 minute all keys down moment of silence for Jim Hollick, AB9SX, and for Jerry Heineman, N9ABY. AB9SX, AB9SX, K9GCR. AB9SX, AB9SX, K9GCR. No signal, K9GCR. Jim, I only talked to you a short time. I think you did check into this net maybe a couple times, but you will sorely be missed. I don't think anybody will be able to replace you, but 7-3s. You are now in ham radio heaven with Gene Duncan, W9GD, and Herb Eckstein, and some of the other fine Rockford area ham radio operators who passed away. 7-3s, may you rest in peace. Okay. N9ABY, N9ABY, K9GCR. N9ABY, N9ABY, K9GCR. No signal, K9GCR will be clear. Jerry Heineman, N9ABY, 7-3s, may you rest in peace. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central Area Freeport. We did a tribute to two fine ham radio operators, Jim Hollick, AB9SX, and in Rockford, and Jerry Heineman, N9ABY from Marengo, Illinois. There's going to come a time when we won't have to do these moments of silence anymore. We'll all get together in that great ham radio station in the sky, where the DX is always good, and you don't have to worry about any problems with any interference. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who just joined us who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I want to pass along some information. This concerns another long-time ham radio operator who is ill. Please pray for his full and complete recovery. It's Jerry Anderson, N9ZBI. He has come to find out from Scott Walters, N9SBJ. Jerry has stage 4 lung cancer. So please, keep keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Let's all say prayers for him. Let him make a full and complete recovery from his cancer. Okay. Okay, now at this time, I do have traffic words in the traffic portion of the net. Stevenson County Repair Association monthly meeting will take place tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at the Freeport Public Library, second floor conference room. If you're not doing anything on tomorrow morning, come on over. Let's pack the place. We'd love to have a lot of people come to our meeting. Again, monthly meeting, Stevenson County Repair Association, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. at Freeport Public Library, second floor conference room. If you're not doing anything, you're welcome to come on over. Let's pack the place. Okay, does anybody have any other traffic they'd like to pass along for the next? Okay, now let's go ahead with our TechNet portion. The W9UIJ Carl's Corner, in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Carl Larson, W9UIJ. He used to run a couple of TechNets way back about 10 or so years ago on different repeaters. He used to read a lot of stuff about different publications about electrical principles, theory, and propagation, and what have you. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, or what have you? If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to try to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions at this time? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead to the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner, in honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9 TV, the king of DX. Every time he checks in his net, he always had a DX report. Okay, does anybody have any DX reports that they'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9SSV.
KD9SSV. Go ahead, Mike.
10 meters is going pretty good this morning. Early in the morning. Probably that's about, maybe 1 or 2. And last week got tons of them out of Europe, Italy, Slovenia, Trinidad, Bonaire, and, South America. Best one I got one this morning. Out of South Africa, 10 meters. And now we're rag chewing for about a half hour. That's kind of funny, rag chewing from thousands of miles. Only had it was like a S2 on each other, but it was a full copy. So that was pretty good. That was on 10 meters too. And that's about all I got here in the logbook. And oh yeah, I remember. Well, let me break for a second. I remember N9AVY back in the 90s. I used to commute to Elgin. We were always used to ratchet jaw there a little bit. He was always on the road doing something, and I had a long commute. He would talk a little bit. Now I don't have any 2 meters on the vehicles. Everything's plastic, so no ground plane. That was back in the 90s. Hats off to Jerry.
Okay, that sounds good. Thanks very much for that information about Jerry, N9ABY. So okay, sounds good. Now, when you started your report, what you say was 10 meters. You said 10 meters was alive and kicking. You said.
Yeah, all this morning and up to about maybe 2 or 3, I guess. Now I got on there sporadically when I could. probably just today made about 30 contacts just on 10 meters. And yeah, most of it was Europe. Not much out of South America today. It seemed like it was all in Europe. And that one in South Africa. And yeah, it was pretty good today. But, well, luckily I just turned the radio on, or I wouldn't have known it.
Okay, Mike, sounds good. Hey, thanks for your DX report, and thanks for your comments about Jerry, N9ABY. Okay, sounds good. Okay, let's see. Anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along?
Check-in and DX report.
Okay, just a minute. Go ahead. Go ahead with your check-in, please.
This is November 9, Oscar Echo Golf, Chris in South Beloit, and I do have a DX report.
Okay. N9OEG. Okay, N9OEG. Okay, what you got for us, Chris?
Basically just reiterating about 10 meters. I was able to hit, was Bonaire today, Hungary, and northern Italy on my, on 20 watts using a RCA 2950 and a wire antenna, and yesterday I was able to hit the Cayman Islands using about 20 watts in the wire antenna.
Oh, there, Cayman Islands. Okay, okay. Bonaire, Hungary, and northern Italy, and Cayman Islands. Okay, that sounds great. Congratulations.
Yep, with this sunspot cycle, I think all we need is just a wet noodle and some type of a radio.
Okay, sounds good. Hey, thanks for your DX report there, Chris, and we'll get, I got you checked into the net. We'll get back to you a few minutes to the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Does any other station have any DX reports they'd like to pass along? KD9MED, Kerry, do you have a DX report this week?
This is KD9MED. Thank you, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I've just still been listening to UHF. I haven't gotten back to doing QSOs on HF yet. The most distant UHF station that I heard this week, I heard two of the Chicago Police Department channels on UHF. One of them was on 460-125. The other one was on 460-175. And last Saturday around 1 a.m. they were coming in really good. Tonight it's dead as a doornail. Brief reset. By the way, Chicago Police Department will be going encrypted soon, so if you want to listen to them, better do it quick because that ship's going to sail. I did get a confirmation in this week from OG0C. I had an August QSO with him. He's in the A-Land Islands. Having received his QSL, I'm now up to 121 confirmed countries overall. KD9MED.
Well, congratulations there, Kerry. That's great, especially monitoring UHF frequencies. Yeah, last, let's see, I'm trying to think. Last Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday night, I was able to check into the Night Watch net on the 443-750 repeater in Chicago. That net is held at 10 p.m. That net is held 7 nights a week. I also just joined the Chicago FM Club. I paid my $20 when I was at the Belvedere Hamfest. But okay, sounds good. Also, I got some I have not heard anything, but I believe tomorrow, I believe it's the Pennsylvania QSO party. I believe that will take place. I'm not sure of the times, but I'm sure they'll probably be on all like 20 and 40 and what have you. Next, also, let's see, just a minute. A week from this coming Sunday, October 16th, will be the Illinois QSO party. So I thought it was this coming Sunday, but here, as it turned out, it's next Sunday, Illinois QSO party. Also, I also believe next Saturday, the 15th, also be the New York QSO party. I've got looking at my log books from the past few years when I used to check into them. So that's I thought I'd pass along some information about that. Okay, thanks for your report there, Kerry. Anybody else have any DX reports? Please go ahead. Okay. Now let's go ahead with the swap net. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of ramp trading or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. You may mention price over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic they'd like to pass along? Okay, one moment, please. While I got, let me put my papers away. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're coming home to Friday Night Fish Fry, Steak Fry, Grocery Shopping, or the show, if you just turn your radio on, you've been copying to me over the last 45, 46 minutes. This is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region without traffic. Please call K9GCR. Okay, let's, this is Oktoberfest. It's the month of October. This is something I do every year. I'm asking everybody, what is your favorite German food that you have? What, sauerkraut, brats, or German potato salad, or what have you? What kind of German food do you like? Let's start with KD9SSV. Mike, what is your favorite German cooking?
Well, let's see. For lunchtime, I like Braunschweiger sandwiches with cheese on it. And for supper time, I got a little story to go along with this. But anyways, you have sauerkraut with an onion in it. Oil that stuff up. You put either bratwurst or Polish sausage in it. And serve it with dumplings. And use the sauerkraut juice for gravy on the dumplings. Some pretty good stuff. Break. Anyways, with that food that I aforementioned, this is back in 1981. Me and my wife were still dating. Took her up to Michigan to my mother's house. My mother told her she was in for a treat, and that's what we had was sauerkraut and dumplings with bratwurst. I'll never forget the look on my wife's face when she bit into it, because she's like Irish, and for some reason Irish and sauerkraut don't really mix too good, and she had the craziest look on her face, but she got through it. Back to you, Jimmy.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good there. We used to have sauerkraut and dumplings too, but every once in a while. Well, I'll tell you what. In later years, my mother used to bake sauerkraut. She would put it in the oven, and she would put brown sugar on it. And that it was it cooked all day, but it was worth the wait. Oh, that was definitely delicious. You know, sometimes I get golden meals here. Sometimes they'll have meals here with sauerkraut on it. You know what I tell you what, I got a box of brown sugar. When I take that meal out of the oven, I'll put that brown sugar on the sauerkraut, and I'll tell you what, that really makes it taste good. That with that brown sugar, and the brats. Oh yeah, I had smoked brats, Johnsonville smoked brats that night. They were definitely good, that's for sure. Okay, Jim, Mike, I should say. Thanks for checking in there. And mention your favorite German food. W9AXD Matt, what is your favorite German food?
W9AXD. I actually can't get it anymore. The Rathskeller here in Rockford closed down, and their lionized potatoes were just to die for. I could make a meal just out of the potatoes, but I always cut up some German sausages and put that in there when I went there for lunch or dinner. But not much of a sauerkraut fan. I guess everybody says have it a little different like this and like that, and I've tried it. Don't really like it too well. Anyway, that's lionized potatoes from the Rathskeller that you can't get anymore. I think that what made them the best was they cooked it in lard. I know it's really bad for you, but boy, was that delicious. Back to net.
I look at it this way, if you can't enjoy your favorite foods right like that, you might as well be dead. That's the way I look at it. And, yeah, that's, well, I'm sorry to hear about the Rathskeller restaurant. I think there might be one in Monroe, Wisconsin that still be open. I'm not sure if that, I'll see if Scott, K9YI in Monroe checks in later on during the net tonight. I'll definitely ask him, but I believe there was one in Monroe, Wisconsin, if I remember correctly. Okay, Matt, thanks for checking in. See, H9JZ Mike checked in short time, so he's gone. KD9N, Kurt and Roscoe. What kind of German food was your favorite German food?
KC9GCR, KE9N. Hope you're doing okay, Jimmy. You're sounding good tonight. And hope everyone else is doing okay. Well, I'm half German and I'm half Italian. So I like half the German foods and half the Italian foods. What I actually like is sauerkraut on a Italian sausage. And then the other thing I really like is German-style potato salad. My dad was German, so we had German-style potato salad. My mother was Italian, so we'd have Italian dishes all the time. So between the two, I'm pretty good. But as far as German food goes, I like sauerkraut and German-style potato salad and German chocolate cake.
Nothing wrong with that. I like German chocolate cake too. That is good. Hey, that's okay. My mother, I believe she was German or Pennsylvania Dutch, and my dad was Irish. Go figure. Okay, Kurt. Hey, thanks for checking in there. So okay, Mike, KD9MED. What is your favorite German food?
KD9MED here. Well, Jimmy, I've been having a lot of beer brats and sauerkraut lately, courtesy of our local Aldi, and not trying to make a sale here, but Aldi is a German store. In fact, there was one real small store like that Aldi store when I was stationed in Ulm, Germany. Brief reset. Definitely the Rathskeller. I've ate there a few times. Yeah, but I know they closed down. And The only other place I can think of is Der Brauhaus over there in Chicago, north side of Chicago. I've been out there, but I've heard that place closed down. I'm not for sure about that. But anyways, I can get a schnitzel or something like that. That's kind of what I like. KD9MED, back to net.
Okay, sounds good. That's too bad these little places like that close down. I think that's where you get the best. Your chain stores are all right, but well, of course you got the local ones. Well, here in Freeport, I do my grocery shopping at Sullivan's. It's family owned and operated. We got several other stores. There's even one at Winnebago Corners. But they have their own deli. They make their own stuff, their sandwich bread and what have you there, and pulled pork, and they make their own salad. I think they even make their own German potato salad too. But I'll tell you what, you can't beat those local mom and pop stores, the grocery stores. You can buy your little places, buy your different foods like that, and that's about it. Okay, Mike, thanks for checking in, and let me know if we get any internet checking. So, okay, KD9MED, Carrie, what's going on with you? What is your favorite German food?
This is KD9MED. Jimmy, to follow up on something that you mentioned earlier, QSO parties, I'm pretty darn sure that this weekend right now is the South Dakota QSO party. I think it runs from 1 p.m. Saturday to 1 p.m. Sunday, but double check. I don't know about you guys, but for me, South Dakota is not an easy state to work. Brief reset. What's new with me? Biggest thing this week is I had my driveway replaced, concrete driveway on the east side of my house, and I took the opportunity to drive a good ground rod on the east side of the house while the construction was underway. So I've got a much better quality ground for my east antenna than I did before. Brief reset. Here's a German dish I'd like to try. It's called Rinderroulade, and it is thin slices of beef rolled around bacon, pickles, onions, and mustard, and then roasted in red wine. Beef rolls. That sounds really good to me, and if I could DoorDash it, I'd probably order it right now. KD9MED.
Okay, Carrie, sounds good. Hopefully you'll find one someplace at a local store, what have you. Okay, thanks for checking in, Carrie. You have a good evening. Have a good evening here. So, okay, Richard, N9ZO, if you're still listening, I know you are. What is your favorite German food? Sauerkraut or brats, or what do you say? This is K9RFD Repeater, the Friday Night Fun. This is the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun at Central here in Freeport. Richard, N9ZO, are you still with us? Okay, N9OEG, Chris in South Beloit, are you still with us? What's going on with you? What is your favorite German food or whatever? Okay, well that concludes my list. Do we have any more stations? We'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9EPZ.
KD9EPZ. Good evening, Al. We're talking about German food. What is your favorite German food you like to eat?
Oh, I like sauerkraut, of course. The dinner type food, I like schnitzel. And some people will say there isn't much difference between schnitzel and chicken fried steak, so I like them too. But I do like schnitzel. I do like Braunschweiger on crackers. But generally schnitzel, and I also like potato pancakes.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, by the way, how did your doctor's appointment go? Didn't you say last night during the health and check that somebody was going to come and see you today?
Yeah, she came and saw me on Wednesday. Ordered some more labs, more blood tests, which they came Thursday and drew sent the vampire over and drew blood on me. I haven't seen the results of those tests yet. She looked around and said I'm buying too much pre-prepared food, that I need to buy more fresh fruits and fresh vegetables and things of that nature, and cook more from scratch. But the thing she don't realize is, especially as the way things are right now, it's just not in the budget. I've got to eat what I can afford.
I believe you, Al. Well, that's right. That's right. Tell them that. Say that. To hell with them. That you can't. Just let them know you can only do so much, and you got a budget or what have you there, and you can't eat. That's the way it is. That's like I told you during the net last night. I just don't trust doctors. That's all there is to it. So okay, Al. Hey, thanks for checking in. That's really unfortunate. So okay, thanks for checking in, Al. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. I'll tell you what, folks. I think this tonight only. I think we're not gonna do the trivia segment tonight. We'll just skip it. Let's do it next Friday night. What I'm gonna do now, and let's see. I'm gonna read some recipes from the different cookbooks I have. Here's one. Okay, just a minute. Here's one. This is Kraut Birux, or whatever that is. Cabbage mustards. Okay, it's here's 1/2 cup of shortening, 1 1/2 pounds ground beef, salt and pepper, enough bread dough for about 3 loaves, 3 frozen dough. Folks, I think I'm gonna skip this recipe. I'm gonna move on to another one here. Rather confusing. All right, here's one for Rouladen with noodles, German. 6 breakfast steaks, 6 wedges of dill pickle, 3 tablespoons of parsley, spicy mustard, 6 slices bacon, 1 medium onion, butter or margarine, 2 packages of brown gravy mix. Saute onion and parsley in butter. Spread mustard over steaks, then the onion mixture. Place uncooked bacon on meat, next pickle wedge. Roll up and secure with a couple toothpicks. Mix gravy, decreasing water to 3 cups. Stir frequently. Can be simmered in electric fry pan for 2 to 3 hours. Bake in the oven, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 2 to 3 hours, or made in the crock pot, cooked on low 6 to 8 hours, or on high 4 to 5 hours. Serve with egg noodles. German spazi are real good and can be found in foreign food sections. That's from D. Ehlers of Savannah, Illinois. So, all right. Let's find another one here. All right, here's one. Sauerkraut Casserole. one number 2 1/2 can sauerkraut or well drained, 1/3 cup brown sugar, 1/4 cup chopped onion, 6 slices bacon, 1 1/4 cups tomato juice. Fry bacon pieces. When crisp, push bacon to one side and pour off bacon grease except 1/4 cup. Brown onion in that. Add brown sugar, stir till well mixed. Add tomato juice. Pour this mixture over drained sauerkraut. Bake 325 degrees in casserole for 1 hour. That's from Kathy Shower in Pearl City, Illinois. So, all right. Before I continue reading these recipes, we have any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9CFL checking in.
KC9CFL. Good evening, Mike. What's going on with you?
Much this week, we had a little party. They were learning how to start a fire and kind of wilderness type stuff, so that was kind of neat. But that's about it. In the ham radio world, I am trying to figure out how to build a RMS gateway for media. On that, but research, radio, KD9, CFL, back to control.
Okay, Mike, for whatever reason, your signal is dropping in and out. I don't know what's going on. What kind of equipment or something you want to build?
I am gateway.
Okay, let's see if anybody else can help you. Can anybody help Mike CFL out? Wants some kind of a gateway? Can anybody help him out? Okay, Mike, this is in honor of Oktoberfest. I'm talking about German cookie. What is your favorite German food? Sauerkraut, brats, or what do you say?
I like brats, and I definitely like German potato salad. My grandfather used to make the best German potato salad.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, hey. I've got 2 Halloween radio nut jokes that I'm going to read. I've been neglecting to read some of these radio nut jokes. I know you mentioned something about that 2 weeks ago, but this is from Brad, WW2D. You know you are a radio nut when you don't answer the door for trick-or-treaters because you're in the middle of a DX cluster window. And here's another one from Brad. You know you're a radio nut when a black cat sits on your foot warmer or on your amplifier and you grab the witch's broomstick instead of the microphone. What do you think of that, Mike?
I love it, Jimmy. I know they're corny and they're like having dad jokes, but it's great. I love them. KC9 CFL, back to net control.
I'm going to keep it. Well, this is going to be doing for the next 3 months. I'm going to do the Halloween radio nut jokes. Then next month we'll do the Thanksgiving radio nut jokes, and in December I'll do the Christmas radio nut jokes. So, we'll definitely put you in a holiday mood, to say the least.
Very nice. Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
Thank you for checking in, Mike. 3, have a good evening. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Yeah, if you have any homemade radio nut jokes to pass along, whether they're Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas, or plain old ordinary radio nut jokes, you can give me a call here on the radio or on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original radio nut jokes anyway. Okay, any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. We skipped that. We read that one. I'm not reading that again. Okay. Let's see. Let's find another one here. Okay, I read that one. Okay. One moment, please. All right. Okay. Here's a recipe for germ of AFS, German sweet and sour cabbage. 1 medium onion, minced. 2 tablespoons bacon drippings. 1 tart apple cut fine or unpeeled. 1/2 cup sugar. 1 clove garlic, minced. 1 head red cabbage. 4 tablespoons white wine. 4 tablespoons vinegar. Salt and pepper to taste. Brown onion and garlic and bacon drippings. Add the chopped cabbage and apple and simmer. Add vinegar, wine, sugar, salt, and pepper. Simmer till ready to be served. Sauce may be thickened with cornstarch if desired. Serves 8 to 10. Lucy Mealy. She used to be a popular local radio personality here in Freeport. She was WCCI FM 100 Savannah. So that is your recipe for AFS German sweet and sour cabbage. If you're not hungry, I guess there's something wrong with you. Let's see if I can find another one here. Where we go? Well, I guess. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, I'm trying to find another recipe here, and I can't seem to find it. I got another cookbook here, so. Okay, it's somewhere around here somewhere. I'll find it. So there's a lot of different recipes in the different cookbooks. So okay, here, good. I found one. One moment, please. Okay, here's a recipe for grilled bratwurst supper from Barm Canis. 3 pounds bratwurst legs. 3 pounds small red potatoes, washed and cut into wedges. 1 pound baby carrots. 1 large red onion, sliced into rings. 2 jars or 4 1/2 ounces of whole mushrooms drained. 1 envelope dry onion soup mix. 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper and butter. Cut the brats into thirds. Place the brats, potatoes, carrots, onions, and mushrooms into heavy aluminum foil, about 17 by 15 inches. Dot with butter. Sprinkle with soup mix, soy sauce, and pepper. Seal tightly. Turn to coat. Grill covered over medium heat, 45 to 55 minutes, or until vegetables are tender and sausage no longer pink. Turn once during cooking. May be done in oven at 350 degrees for 45 to 55 minutes. That's your recipe for grilled bratwurst supper. Enjoy! Okay, I thought I had another one here, but I guess not. Okay. So, okay. All right. If I can find it here. Just a minute, one moment, please. All right, now, the final recipe of the evening is corned beef and cabbage. Now, you may think that corned beef and cabbage is Irish. It is not Irish. I keep saying this every St. Patrick's Day. Corned beef and cabbage did not originate in Ireland. It originated in Germany. I'll tell you, let me reset. Now, this is a true story. in New York City, in Manhattan. The Irish, their main dish was bacon and cabbage. One day they ran out of bacon, so they went over to their Jewish and German neighbors to borrow the corned beef. So that's what so that corned beef and cabbage thing is stuck. So that corned beef and cabbage is strictly an Irish immigrant thing. In Ireland itself, they do not eat, but it originated in Germany. But this recipe is from an Irish cookbook, Irish Marching Society traditional cookbook. And I'm going to read the recipe for corned beef and cabbage by Kathy Kehoe. 4 pounds corned beef, 1 large cabbage, 3 large carrots, bunch thyme or parsley, 1 teaspoon dry mustard, salt and pepper, 1 large onion. Place the corned beef, carrots, onion, thyme, parsley, and mustard into a large pot. Add enough water to cover the vegetables. Bring to a boil and then simmer. Cover it for about 1 hour. Cut the cabbage into quarters and add to the pot. Cook for another 1 to 2 hours until meat and vegetables are tender. There's your recipe for corned beef and cabbage, and I say this again, it originated in Germany, not in Ireland. Okay, I hope you enjoyed these recipes I read for you. At this time, if that doesn't make you hungry, I don't know what will. So, any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time, please call now.
K9 CFL. Jimmy, it makes me hungry, but you won't deliver.
Yeah, I wish I could do something about that, Mike. Thanks.
K9SSV.
K9SSV, go ahead, Mike.
Don't forget the corned beef and cabbage. You gotta have the coriander seeds. That's what gives it the snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't say in that particular recipe, it didn't say anything about any coriander seeds, but thank you very much for that information.
Yeah, my wife loves corned beef and cabbage, but she's not too big on the sauerkraut. I could never understand that one.
Oh, well, that's the way it goes. Well, tell her it originated in Germany, not Ireland. There's a lot of misconception about that. I found out about this many years ago. One of our local radio personalities had a talk show on. She said that she had an Irish cook on there, and that's what she came out and said. That said the corned beef and cabbage is not Irish. Then Jeff Smith, the Frugal Gourmet, we used to have his cooking show on Sundays on Channel 21. He did a show on Irish cooking. And he came out and said, no, I am not going to be cooking corned beef and cabbage. He knew it wasn't Irish.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Okay, Mike, thanks. Okay. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call.
KC9 GCR, here's at 9 Chicago Northwestern, Mark.
N9CNW, Mark, what's got you checked in? Well, what's going on with you? We're talking about German food. What is your favorite German dish?
Favorite was always, we used to go to Ratskeller and went to John Ernst's restaurant up in Milwaukee several times, and I love Schweinenschnitzel. It's a schnitzel, but it's made with pork. And then some lionized potatoes and some sauerkraut. Man, that was a good dinner. And a big fish bowl of German dark beer.
Nothing wrong with that. Speaking of beer, that's what we're going to be talking about next week. We're keeping the Oktoberfest theme going. That'll be next Friday night. I'm going to ask, what is your favorite beer? Schlitz, Budweiser, Hams, Fast Blue Ribbon, or Fox brand, or one of the local breweries. That's what we'll be talking about that next Friday night on the Friday Night Fun Net. And, here's what I didn't know. The Germans like their beer warm. The Americans like their beer cold, but the Germans like their beer warm. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Because they always ask you, some of the restaurants I used to go to, do you want your beer warm or cold? So, yeah, I've run across that a couple times.
Yeah, okay, sounds good, Okay, Mark, you have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. We'll definitely catch you on the Saturday evening rag shooting at tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on this repeater. Okay, any more stations you want to check in, please call now. I'll tell you what. Let me clear out my desk here. Get everything put away here. Okay. Well, it's still early yet, so I think I'm going to go ahead. I said I wasn't going to do the trivia segment. Well, what the heck? It's a little bit early yet, so nobody's going anywhere. So I think we're going to do Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is an honor. This is for those who are studying for their first ham radio license, and we got a lot of people who listen to this net on scanners. They listen because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital, like a Home Patrol 1 or 2 scanner. You can monitor the state police or Stevenson County Sheriff and what have you. And of course, we have people who listen to us just for the fun of it, because they're starting to take their ham radio license. So, okay. This is from the new Tech Q&A book, which I bought at Radio Expo about 3 weeks ago. All right. Okay, first question. What, those of you who are listening, you new listeners, those of you who are studying for your test, might want to write the answer to these questions down, memorize them in your head. Don't take them to the VE testing session, or you'll get thrown out on your ear. Okay, here we go. First question: what is the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, or ARES? A group of licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for communications duty in the public service. B, a group of licensed amateurs who are members of the military and who voluntarily agreed to provide message handling services in the case of an emergency. C, a training program that provides licensing courses for those interested in obtaining an amateur license to use during emergencies. D, a training program that certifies amateur operators for membership in the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service, or RACES. Let me reset. What is the Amateur Radio Emergency Service, or ARES? A group of licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for the communications duty during the public service. B, a group of licensed amateurs who are members of the military and who voluntarily agreed to provide message handling services in the case of an emergency. C, a training program that provides licensing courses for those interested in obtaining an amateur license to use during emergencies. D, a training program that certifies amateur operators for membership in the Radio Amateur Civil Emergency Service, or RACES. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9EPZ.
Go ahead, Al.
A is an alpha.
Sorry, Al, that's not correct, but hey, thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
B9SSV.
Go ahead, Mike.
Gonna go with D, Delta.
Nope, sorry, that's not correct. Okay, what We'll try one more time. Anybody else knows about it? Don't. I'll go ahead and read the question and the correct answer. Anybody else know? Anybody else want to give it a try? Okay. What is the Amateur Radio Emergency Service? Aries. Correct answer. C. Charlie. A training program that provides license courses for those interested in obtaining an amateur radio to use during emergencies. Areas consist of licensed amateurs who have voluntarily registered their qualifications and equipment for communications duties in the public service. Its members support local and regional government and non-governmental agencies such as the Red Cross, Salvation Army, and National Weather Service. Any licensed amateur can participate in ARIES. Ham Radio License Manual, pages 6-18. You new listeners, or listen to us on scanner, or going to study to take your test. We do have a Skywarn training net. It's on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater. Ricky, WX9RLT, is usually does it, but he and his family been ill for the past several days, so I filled in for him last night, like I did last Thursday. So that's it. Okay.
K9EPZ comment.
Go ahead, Al.
The explanation pointed to being A.
Yeah, you got it. Well, I'll tell you what, Al. In a way, you got a point there. You got a point there. It really should be all of the above. Okay, Al. Thanks. But I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. Okay, all right. I think I read that question last week. I'm not reading this again. Okay, all right. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal return to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or RIT or clarifier. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? Correct answer is D delta, the RIT or clarifier. Receiver incremental tuning or RIT or RIT is a fine-tuning control used for SSB or CW operation. RIT allows the operator to adjust the receiver frequency without changing the transmitter frequency. This allows you to tune in a station that is slightly off frequency or to adjust the pitch of an operator's voice that seems too high or low. Ham Radio License Manual, page 5-9. Okay. What is the current in a circuit with an applied voltage of 120 volts and a resistance of 80 ohms? A, 9600 amperes. B, 200 amperes. C, 0.667 amperes. D, 1.5 amperes. What is the current in a circuit with supplied voltage of 120 volts and a resistance of 80 ohms? A, 9600 amperes. B, 200 amperes. C, 0.667 amperes. D, 1.5 amperes. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, what is the current in a circuit which, with applied voltage of 120 volts and a resistance of 80 ohms? The correct answer is D delta 1.5 amperes. Okay, we'll find another question here. Okay, what is a symptom of RF feedback in a transmitter or transceiver? A, excessive SWR at the antenna connection. B, the transmitter will not stay on the desired frequency. C, reports of garbled, distorted or unintelligible voice transmissions. D, frequent blowing of power supply fuses. What is the symptom of RF feedback in a transmitter or a transceiver? A, excessive SWR at the antenna connection. B, the transmitter will not stay on the desired frequency. C, reports of garbled, distorted, or unintelligible voice transmissions. D, frequent blowing of power supply fuses. Anybody correct answer to this question?
KB9SSV.
Go ahead, Mike.
Go with A, alpha.
Sorry, Mike, that's not correct. Remember, this is the new question. These questions are from the new question pool. Sorry, that's not correct, Mike. Sorry, thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay. What is a symptom of RF feedback in a transmitter or a transceiver? The correct answer is C, Charlie. Reports of garbled, distorted, or unintelligible voice transmissions. RF current flowing in sensitive audio cables or data cables can interfere with your station's normal function, often called RF feedback. This type of interference can cause distorted transmitted audio, for example. Ham radio lines to manual page 9-6.
KB9SSV.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I see what you mean there. I was thinking while I was on transmit. Must have been in the receiving mode, I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. That's the way it goes. Oh, thanks. Okay, I think I'm going to do 2 more questions, and I think that's going to be it. I'm going to give you guys a break tonight. I'm not going to read any tower questions, so you guys get a break. We'll definitely do it again next week. Tonight we're going to give you guys a break. So, okay, all right, okay. Which of the following is a safety hazard of a 12-volt storage battery? A, touching both terminals with the hands can cause electrical shock. B, shorting the terminals can cause burns, fire, or an explosion. C, RF emissions from a nearby transmitter can cause the electrolyte to emit poison gas. D, all these choices are correct. Which of the following is a safety hazard of a 12-volt storage battery? A, touching both terminals with the hands can cause electrical shock. B, shorting the terminals can cause burns, fire, or an explosion. C, RF emissions from a nearby transmitter can cause the electrolyte to emit poison gas. D, all these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, which of the following is a safety hazard of a 12-volt storage battery? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Shorting the terminals can cause burns, fire, or an explosion. Storage batteries release a lot of energy of shorted, leading to burns. Storage batteries release a lot of energy if shorted, leading to burns, fire, or an explosion. Keep metal objects such as tools and sheet metal clear of battery terminals and avoid working on equipment with the battery connected. Ham radio license manual, page 9-2. Okay. One moment, please. Okay, I'm trying to find the question, another question here. We'll find it here. All right. Oh, I think I read this question last week. Okay. Okay, this is the last question of the evening. What hazard is caused by charging or discharging a battery too quickly? A, overheating or outgassing. B, excess output ripple. C, half-wave rectification. D, inverse memory effect. What hazard is caused by charging or discharging a battery too quickly? A, overheating or outgassing. B, excess output ripple. C, half-wave rectification. D, inverse memory effect. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I'm going to say A is an alpha.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. What hazard is caused by charging or discharging a battery too quickly? Correct answer is A, alpha, overheating or outgassing. Storage batteries hold a lot of energy and must be treated with respect. They contain storage acids that can be hazardous if spilled or allowed to leak. Storage batteries can also release or vent flammable hydrogen gas, and that can cause an explosion. Ham radio license manual page 5-17. That concludes Friday Night Fun trivia for this week. We'll do it again next week. All questions are from the new ARRL Tech Q&A book, the new question pool. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 24 minutes from now, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, that is a PL of 114.8 plus offset, the Night Watch net will air. That net runs 7 nights a week. It starts at 10 o'clock. They have different net control operators, so I don't know if I'll be able to pick them up tonight or not. Last night I should say, we're coming in and out. Last Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was able to check in to the net on the 3 nights in a row with the, because that's where the band conditions were so favorable. Okay, that repeater, that antenna is 500 feet in the air. That's located on one of the tall buildings in Chicago. I think it overlooks Chicago's Lincoln Park, from what I understand. And don't forget, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater, we've got the Saturday evening rag tune net. I believe Larry, KD9HKX, will be the net controls station tomorrow night. I don't know what topic he'll come up with, but stay tuned and find out. You tune in tomorrow night, I should say, and find out. We have rotating net controls. I did the net last week. Larry will do the net tomorrow evening. Let's see, and the other Larry, K9KCT, will do the third Saturday, the 15th. And I don't know who will do the fourth Saturday. Well, but we go around 2 or 3 times. We bring up different subjects. Net control can bring up stuff. Or if you don't want to talk about what he wants to talk about, you can bring up something else. But that's what we do. Go around 3 or 4 different times. We rag you. That's what the Saturday rag tune is all about. And we got we thank Richard, N9CO, and Belvedere, who came up with the idea of having a Saturday evening net. So then immediately following that net, at 9 p.m., if you're able to pick up the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset, there is a Saturday night fun net. That starts at 9 o'clock. They talk about different subjects. You got to check in certain ways, but that's the way that net is structured. So do check out that net tomorrow night, Saturday night fun net. Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, the PL 123.0 minus offset, the Greene County Aries Races net airs. That net is hosted by Scott, K9YI. He has yet to check in this net tonight. So we'll see. Oh, good God, what happened? Well, one of my other microphones fell off. Tuesday of this coming week is supposed to be 72 degrees. Wednesday it'd be 70, then the roof falls in again. I'm just watching the 7-day extended forecast on the news on the channel 39. Okay. Okay, Sunday evenings, the Big Thunder Amateur Radio Club in Belvedere hosts its Sunday evening net. It's held at 8 o'clock on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere. That has a PL of 100.0 plus offset. That's how I found out the sad news about Jim Howell, AB9SX. Found that out on the Belvedere net. So the Whiteside County Aries Races Group meets also at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling, PL 114.8 minus offset. You shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna for that repeater is located 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater, we got the Rah Info Net. That meets, as I said, Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater. Larry, K9KZT, and I share the duties of net control. I ran the net this past Monday. Larry will run the net this coming Monday. At the end of that net, Larry, K9KZT, has a CW practice. And Monday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, PL 82.5 minus offset. The Lee County Aries Races Group meets. And ladies and gentlemen, I almost forgot something. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Starting on the 147.195 repeater, we'll do the bi-monthly Illinois Region 1 Hospital system test. I will start the net on the 195 repeater. When I get done, we'll switch over to the 146.970 repeater. No. As we get done on 195, we will switch over to the 147.165 repeater in Oregon, PL 146.2 minus plus offset. Then after that, we'll switch over to the Dixon 146.970 repeater, PL 82.5 minus offset. The net is held every 2 months on the second Saturday of the even-numbered months. Like I said, I'll do the net on the 195 repeater, then I'll turn it over to Lloyd, KB9APW, the regional EC for the IMA Region 2. He'll take the net on the 165 and the 970 repeaters. We see if anybody is in the hospital. They have checked out the ham radio equipment in the local hospitals. If not, there will be a lot of ham radio operators at home. So that's how we do it. Tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m. on the 147.195 repeater. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Okay, now where was I? Okay, I mentioned the Lee County Aries Races. Oh yeah, the Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Club net meets on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset at 8:30 p.m. Now, Matt, KD9HWK, when he checked in his net earlier, said that at this time the repeater is shut down. Hopefully they can get whatever the problem situation, hopefully that can be resolved, and they can have the net this coming on Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. We'll just see what happens. Tune in and find out. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 147.195 repeater, Rockford, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have the first of the two Hells and Tech nets. Larry, H9GO, and Roxton is net control of the Tuesday evening net. We ask everybody how they're doing health-wise, if anybody has any technical questions. And at the same time that net is held, the Rock County Aries Races net meets on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, PL 123.0 minus offset. The no, we already did that. The Ogle County Amateur Radio net for every Skywarn meets on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with PL 146.2 plus offset. That net meets at 9 p.m. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our weekly Steams to County Aries net, which I'm net control. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay. The Greater Boy Amateur Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net at 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd, PL 123.0 plus offset. I regret to say I'm not able to get into that repeater. And at 8 p.m. on Wednesday evenings, 147.390 repeater here in Freeport, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. It runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. as all traffic is handled. Mel, K9RFD, the trustee of the 39 repeater, brings us amateur radio news line. 15 minutes independent news broadcast of the entire day amateur radio. And yes, don't forget, Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. Again on the 147.195 repeater. We have the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net. For the past 2 weeks, I filled in for Ricky, WX9RLT. He and his family have been under the weather. He asked me to do the net last night. I did the net. We were asked. I was reading information about the NOAA weather radio from the Storm and Spotters and amateur radio book. Immediately following the Skywarn training net, we'll have the Thursday Health and Tech net with yours truly, Jim K9 GCR. Okay, let me think here. Oh yeah, on C9 net is held every day Monday through Friday, 1400, 1500 hours Zulu or 8 or 9 a.m. Local time on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck, WD9BB as your net control station. All right, you're all caught up to date in your local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. You're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local repeaters. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
AC9 GCF, K9FLO.
K9FLO, I was thinking, I knew you'd check in. I was thinking about you there. Dean, how you doing?
Good evening, Jimmy, and everybody else out there. It's Friday night, and I'm in the middle of cleaning up a mess. I had a container of about 1,800 ferrules of different colors. We used a crimp on the end of wires. Anyway, the container which I hang from the rafter came loose or whatever, fell, busted open, and so the whole floor is covered with these little tiny things that are not made for old hands to pick up there, Jimmy. KC9, GCR, K9FL.
Oh, boy. I am definitely sorry to hear that. How'd you come along? Did you get that done, or are you going to have to do some more work on that?
Well, I got a ways to go on that there. It really made a mess. On my bench, workbench, they're all over the place, and the floor, and I probably have about 40% of them picked up, and they all got to be sorted out because they're all different colors for different sizes. So, yeah, so that's Friday night, my fun net.
Yeah, that's everybody's fun net, that's for sure. Mine too. Hey, in honor of Oktoberfest, we're talking about German cooking. What is your favorite German food? Sauerkraut, dumplings, or let's see, German potato salad, or brats, or what do you like?
Pretty much everything above. Of course, sauerkraut's one of my favorite. And we have a tradition on New Year's. We'll have every New Year's we'll have sauerkraut and ribs, and it's supposed to bring good luck. I don't know if you ever tried that or hear that, but anyway, that's what we do on New Year's.
No, I've never tried that before. Well, I'll tell you, we used to have sauerkraut and dumplings, but yeah, ribs or pork, that ain't bad at all. Or beef, yeah, sounds good. I was earlier in the net, I was mentioning how my mother used to make she used to bake sauerkraut. She'd cook it in the oven, she'd bake it in the oven, she'd put brown sugar on there. It's cooked all day, but I'll tell you what, it was definitely worth the wait, because that was sure good there, especially with that brown sugar.
Oh, I agree with that. That sounds great. Excellent way to do it. Yeah, that's what we do. We do it on. We make up ribs in a big batch of mashed potatoes and a large kettle of sauerkraut, and we'll make a plate with the ribs and the mashed potatoes, or potatoes any type, and pie out with sauerkraut. And you know something, life is good.
It sure is. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. I have a gold. I sign up for golden meals. They come here every like 4 or 5 times a week. There, let's see. Sometimes they'll bring, I don't know whatever it was, hot dogs or something, or brats with the sauerkraut. You know what I do? I have a box of brown sugar, and I keep in the cupboard. When I get done cooking heat up my dinner in the microwave, which contains sauerkraut, I lift up the cellophane there or whatever, and I put brown sugar on that sauerkraut. And I'll tell you what, that definitely tastes good. That's for sure.
Well, that sounds excellent. Yeah, that's something I'd have to stay away from the brown sugar. But I'll tell you what, you know, when that kraut's cooked up, it's sweet enough, and it is very enjoyable. So that is our big New Year's Day event, and hopefully it brings you good luck. Never brings you any wealth, but it does, I think, bring you good luck there, at least health-wise there, Jimmy.
Well, I'll tell you what, for our New Year's, we used to have ham. Every year we used to have ham for New Year's. But then it got to the point there was starting to get a little old, and I said, my mother said, why don't we try open-faced hamburgers or broiled hamburgers? You put the hamburgers on the bud there, you put them in the broiler or something like that. They put the onions or what have you. Well, I'll tell you what, they tasted good. And I really like those. So, boiled hamburgers or open-faced hamburgers, whatever you want to call them. But then we had them for every New Year's Day until until my mother passed away. But yeah, well, that was good.
So then, the next day, I think you spent in a recovery mode. Does that sound right?
I can believe that.
You know, that's pretty, you know, if you probably had it on a regular basis, that's one thing, but not once a year. Actually, we actually have something like that a couple times a year. Of course, years ago, when family was around, they'd go, yuck, oh, I can't stand the smell, and that, so, you know, it's an acquired taste, because when I was a kid, my folks used to make it, and no way, I'd go in the other room, whatever, get away from it, and, but as you mature, I think that's an acquired taste there, Jimmy.
I'll tell you what, my first year in high school, one night we had sauerkraut for supper, and I don't know what happened. I ended up getting sick. And for what happened, well, as it turned out, I think it might have been like the flu or something like that. And I said, oh, I'll never eat out of sauerkraut again. But then, well, I didn't for a long time, but later on I got thinking about it and said, well, it doesn't hurt, so I started eating sauerkraut again. So that was about it. It all depends on what people's taste and what have you there. So that's about it.
Well, that's true. In other words, it is an acquired taste. Either you love it or hate it. And it's, I don't know, the population out there probably, I don't know about the younger people if they like that kind of stuff. But anyway, that's why I look at it. And it, another one is, there's a sandwich that one of the restaurants sells. I can't think of it. Arby's has it, and it's real good, and it's got sauerkraut on it. Oh, I got a momentary lapse of thinking there, Jim.
I hear you. Okay, hey, I want to see if Kurt is KD9 is still on the air. Kurt, KD9, by chance, are you still on the air? Oh, I guess I thought maybe he might be listening, or so. I guess he went back upstairs or something like that. Hey, Dean, it's always a pleasure talking to you. You have a good night. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, Jimmy, take care. Talk to you later. Have a great week. And we're starting the big change in the weather, so that's all right. Change is good, you know. Sometimes we've got to have it. Take care. Talk to you later. KC9GCR, K9FLO, be clear.
Okay, sounds good. Dean, thanks for checking in. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. Well, it's been a great net tonight, folks. Everybody, what's your favorite German food and what have you? Next Friday, in keeping with the Oktoberfest tradition, I'm going to ask everybody what their favorite beer is. Schlitz, Budweiser, Pabst, Hams, or some of the local beers or what have you. But that's what we'll talk about next Friday night. I do this every year, like on the second Friday of the October. After we get done with what's your favorite German food is, next Friday night we're going to talk about what your favorite beer is. So that's what's going to happen. So, okay, any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun then, please call now. Okay, I want to thank everybody for checking in. I'm going to run down the list of stations that checked in so far. We've had no early check-ins and no internet check-ins. Well, these are all check-ins on the air. K9KCT, N9GBP, H9NW, A9VU, W9KLG, K9HWK, K9SSV, W3MBX, H9JC, KD9N, KD9MED was live streaming this net on the internet and recording it for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. K9MAP, N9ZO, N9OEG, K9EPZ, KC9CFL, N9CNW, and last but certainly not least, Floyd, Dean, K9FLO, and a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 check-ins so far. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown! Lockdown! At this moment, Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown. I remember Kerry, K9MED, who told me last year he monitors the county's jail frequencies on the scanners every night at 10 o'clock. The dispatcher says, lockdown. So they're bedding all the jailbirds down now. Nighty-night, jailbirds. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Does anybody have any questions, comments, any traffic, or any input they'd like to bring up before the net? Please go ahead. Okay, let me tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. If you want to sign up for it, contact Ricky WX9RLT or Brad Smith, whatever his call is now. He's gone through so many call signs, it's pathetic. But he and I started the Friday Night Fun Net way back when. You see updated pictures of my Amtrak, you see weather information, you see printed information about the Friday Night Fun Net. So if you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, contact either Ricky WX9RLT or Brad, and they'll get you signed up. Next, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, local Freeport number. If you're out in the sticks and you can hear, and you can't get into the repeater because of conditions, you're too far away from it, or it's too noisy, you don't have internet access. Give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. I'll take your check-in over the phone. Again, try to check it on the radio first. Again, it's area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636. No Friday Night Fun Net hotline check-in so far tonight. But we'll just, and I'll tell you what, you see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touchtone telephone. If I'm transmitting when that phone rings, that's a real telephone ring, folks. Not that phony cell phone ring you're used to here. any more stations want to check in, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Tony, N9ARB, REC here in Stevenson County, HC honorary check-in. Tracy, N9TAB, HC honorary check-in. Okay, and we mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club, south of Rockford. Scott, AE9 Silver Fox, AE9 SF, HC honorary check-in. Richard N90 checked in to the net there when we were doing the tribute there to Jim Mahalik, B9SX, and the other ham and Maringo. So, okay. We'll put down Justin. K9FEO. HC honorary check-in. Let's put down John TC9DDF. HC honorary check-in. And let's see. Okay, we'll put down, let's see, Brandon, KD9LOA, HC honorary check-in, then John and McConnell, KD9OVJ. In McConnell, he's our new vice president of the club, so far, the count stands at 26 check-ins. So, any more stations would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, I have not heard from Scott, K9YI in Monroe. I'm gonna go ahead and put him down, and if he checks in later, okay. Let's see. K9YI. So, we'll just leave a blank in there and see if he checks in or not. So, okay, any more stations want to check in this time? Please call now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Center and Freeport. Are there any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Oh, yes, we got checking Ricky. W9 RLT, HC honorary checking. Almost forgot about him. Okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Oh, I almost forgot to do this. I got to read the after's code. Okay. Okay. 1. The after is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2. The after is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and the American Radio Relay League through which amateur radio is represented. 3. The amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science, is well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly, slow and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes in his home, his job, his school, or his community. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. Sony K9RFD always used to say, something to live by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. And yes, please keep those Aries members, Salvation Army Saturday members, and Skywarn members in your thoughts and prayers, especially down in Florida. They're going to need all the help, all the blessings that we can give them. So please keep these ham radio operators in your thoughts and prayers. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the checkout counter of your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter of your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter of your local post office where when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your local bank teller when you go get your cash, your money, what have you. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, your used car dealer. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis. Be sure you tell your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your parole officers, your probation officers, your divorce lawyers. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. More check-ins and better than that. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. Sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee or clench your fist, raise your fist while the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain old all there is to it. Okay, once again, I want to thank everybody for checking in. It was sure was a great net tonight. What is your favorite German food? Next Friday night, we're going to ask what your favorite beer you drink is. Schlitz, Pasolwillen, Budweiser, Blanche, or what have you. So, okay. I think everybody has checked in who is going to check in, so I'll tell you what I'm going to do. It's been a very successful net, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and proceed to close it down. This is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Remember, we're in the region with without traffic. Please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, don't forget about Symptom County Repeater Association meeting tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at the Freeport Public Library, second floor of the conference room. You're not doing anything. Come on over. Let's pack the place. And tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR, net control of the Friday Night Fun Net, now closing down this Friday, October 7th, 2022 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net, to return the repeater to frequency of normal after radio use at 10:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Let's see, 3 hours of 15 minutes Zulu time with a total of 28 check-ins overall. Let's see. 19 honorary check-ins, 9 honorary check-ins. 7-3's everybody, this is K9G Star. This net is now closed, and repair is now open for normal amp radio use. 7-3's everybody, this is K9G Star, wishing you all a very pleasant good night. KD9MED, KD9MED, K9G.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it, Mike. We had a 2-hour, 15-minute net, and so far, unofficial count of 28 check-ins.
Yeah, I'll get the live stream posted, and it'll be on there, right there for the FCC to take a look at.
Okay, sounds good, Mike. Thanks. Thanks for everything. Talk to you later. K9G, sure, I'll be clear. 7-3's. Good night.